basement, no longer alone. With my homegirl Therese on the microphone. Music, politics, or just chatting it up. Brunch in the basement, see that's what's up. You never know who might run through. Legendary artists or someone brand new. You miss a lot when you miss one day. At least that's what I heard somebody say. But it doesn't really matter what whoever says. It's always a good show with Javon and Therese. Yeah. Brunch in the basement with Javon and Therese. Yeah. Let's see who we got today or what we doing today or whatever it is, it's gonna be good. Woo!
I love you all so much.
Just whatever the first thing that
Adam and Eve.
we can see you now.
I know, and thank God.
Yeah, that's generally the response we get from everybody, but we keep it clean.
Hey, Rez, you are muted. What's up?
There we go.
How you doing?
Happy Saturday. Hey, Kimberly. You know, I was looking at the hey, Wendy. I was looking at the chat. I was like, how did they get here?
You know what? You have to.
The chat was popping.
You have to ask Pop how they do it because before it's even set up, the Kimberly is there, and before Pop does that also from time to time. Like he's already set up everything, and I'm like, Pop. He's like, cause I'm there.
The chat be popping. I was like,
What's
wait a
up,
minute,
Papa
how did they get in already?
Yeah. What's up, Papi Chulo? And hi to everybody on TikTok as you come on. Still trying to make it do what it do there. And I will be bringing on the Instagram family like right now.
Big Mel Richie in the building. What's up, Mel? Happy pre-grandma. Big Mel so excited. She's about to be a grandma. I'm so excited for her too.
That's an amazing.
Shout out to Tata.
So what's going on, Rez? How you been?
It was a good week because I didn't watch much of the news, so it's a good deal, and I feel like nice and relaxed. I'm not getting on here getting on your nerves today.
No, you know what? It's okay because a part of this is that we need to discuss whatever's going on. And for the past couple of weeks, I have not watched the news at all. I mean, I
did have one Gigi question, but I said, you know what? She does such a great job at just pulling it all in and keeping me sane with this commentary because she actually sits and reads the stuff. So I'm like, good, because I have zero. I can't do it. There would not be a window in this house because I'd be throwing stuff out the windows. So,
Well, like I said, and like I constantly say on this show and wherever I go, that since 2016, I was watching every single thing every single day, and it was bananas. It was too much, but I felt like I couldn't turn away. It's like every day somebody's bringing another match to your house.
Right.
Do you turn away and say, you know what, I'm not going to watch this? Especially when you're used to shenanigans going on, and it affects you to some degree, but it doesn't threaten to change your entire life or blow up your house. It's just shenanigans out in the world. Right. But for me, when in 2016, that was it for me. I was like, oh no, what are we doing? This is, I never trusted politicians. Okay, let's just say that, or politics or all that. I would listen to, okay, you want to do this, you want to do that. At least you're talking like you don't hate me. At least you're saying whether or not you actually come through or not, but you're saying you want to expand healthcare, you want to expand Social Security, you want to help the elderly and give something to the mental health, and you're down with LGBTQ rights. Okay, all right. And you hate everybody. Okay, I'm not fucking with you. I'll give you a vote. You know, that's how I was before. I would pay attention to the extent that I could I wanted to determine who was the better of the evils of the three.
Which side of the plane you were going to sit on?
Right,
Because it's the same plane.
exactly.
Right.
I mean, there were independents that I voted for in the past because the world wasn't at stake. You know,
Right.
it's like, okay, maybe I could do this, and maybe I could do that, and maybe I could do this, or like, fuck all of y'all, But it became too damn serious in 2016.
Yeah.
And
They just this, I think this 2016 kind of set us up for what's going on now, because you got to some folks stick their toe in the pool before they actually jump in, the temperature check and see what they can actually get away with. But
yeah,
we're gonna see, and like I said before, I want to save if I'm going to have anxiety, and I don't anticipate having it. However, if I'm going to have anxiety, I'm going to wait until it actually happens. I don't want to have it in the preset mode. I don't want to have it, I don't want to have it, period. I don't think it's a great thing to have it. But if there is something to be concerned about, I'd rather have it happen as it is actually occurring, not on his projections, because we know he turns corners. So,
yeah. Well, let me just say this. In 2016, when I started watching all of this and paying close attention, every day he was doing something. Every day. Every day.
You got to stretch it out. You got to do 5.
Yeah.
It was Sunday. It says, give me 5 days, 5 things for the week.
He was disrespecting people who gave their lives for this country. He was disrespecting their families. He was disrespecting women. He was disrespecting other countries. He was disrespecting himself. And then he came up with banning Muslims from coming. I mean, come on, who does that shit? Come on. So I just want to address what we spoke about in the beginning. Kimberly said, because what had happened, and I want to shout out, what's up, Dr. Simone? I see you on Tiki Taki, checking us out. Good morning, love. Mwah. We were trying to figure out how there were certain people getting on before we even got on. And Kimberly said she felt the way because she missed us last week, so she was sure to look us up today. Thank you so much. We so glad that you got on. And Pop said that YouTube Live has it in queue before the show starts at 11. So I'm assuming that is when I put it up, then it goes automatically in queue to YouTube, because I typically put it up at around 10. I start all my preparations on here.
Okay.
Thank you. Melody says that we look good. I appreciate that, even though I got the gray or white afro coming up. And it's good for me because that's just where I'm at. I'm 60, god damn it, let it go.
It looks good. I like it.
Yes, Kimberly, we would love for you to share any information you have. Good morning, Sandra. Let's start with some happy news. Shirley Chisholm, the first Black woman elected to Congress and the first Black woman to seek the presidential nomination of a major political party, not politically party, but political party, is set to be posthumously honored with a Congressional Gold Medal. U.S. Rep. Barbara Lee, which, if you've ever watched the movie, I think the movie's called Shirley, or maybe it's called Chisholm. I'm not really sure, but it's still streaming, I believe. It's the story of Shirley Chisholm. It depicts a young teenage girl or a young woman in her 20s, or whatever,
right.
That she lifts up and helps and gets her motivated to take part in politics. That is Representative Barbara Lee. So That's who that is. And she's, she's just a dynamic person. The Shirley Chisholm Congressional Gold Medal Act would commemorate her life and legacy, and Chisholm received the highest civilian honor in the nation.
Nice.
Who is Captain Chaos? Please let us know. I like that name, though. I think I know who you're talking about. You don't have to say who it is, but I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's the same as Lady Eloise.
Yes, yes.
Orange Lady Eloise.
Orange lady.
Hey, Brandon, how you doing, sir? Posted an episode of Roberta on Flip Wilson. I never saw. Yes, I love when I see Flip Wilson clips and Roberta Flack clips. Thank you for keeping her legacy alive, Brandon.
Yes.
Also, let's take a moment to honor Nikki Giovanni, renowned poet.
Yes.
Renowned poet. These people, man. So TikTok doesn't believe that this is us going live.
What do we need to do for TikTok to? What do we need to do for them to know?
They're doing that because I'm broadcasting a screen as opposed to broadcasting myself. They're way too deep in the business. Yeah, this is yeah, you should just allow this to happen. I don't even know how to.
Oh, TikTok admin.
Yeah, so I'll get back to them. I'll get back to them because again, there's another platform that I'm looking at. Pop, I'm sorry, everybody, I'm digressing for a second. Pop, we're gonna have to sit and work with something that I'm gonna have to try. I mentioned to Rez, I'm not sure if I mentioned to you that Blog Talk Radio is no longer gonna be up anymore. It's going away as of next month. I've looked into some other platforms. I saw that someone mentioned Fanbase. It is not broad enough to do what it is that I would need it to do. So there is another thing that I'm looking at, but I want to sample it because we need to be able to bring over the content from Blog Talk Radio, continue to broadcast the way we broadcast, as well as take phone calls is what I want to be able to do it all. And hopefully bring over our listeners from Blog Talk as well. So yes, back to, because Tammy too much in the head. Nikki Giovanni, may she rest in peace. Yes. The ancestors. And I think when I look at social media, everybody is really giving her her virtual flowers.
As we should. We're losing all of our legends, and I don't want to toss around. I was driving the other day, and I'm not going to mention the actual person, but it's a popular artist right now. And they said the legendaries, and I'm like, hold on a second. Hold on. How do we define? And this prompts the question: how do we define legend at this point in the game? How are we doing that? Because everybody can't be a legend, you know? And just because you do something that is popular does not make you a legend. First, can I ask that question? Like, put it in the chat. Please help me define how we doing legend, because y'all can get me right. You know what I mean? Like, let me know, and then I'll go from there.
Exactly. Please put it in the chat. What does a person have to do, accomplish, or be in order to be legend, a legend? Or is that different from doing one act that was legendary? Or it's not the same.
So using legendary as a noun in that sense.
Right. So if you do something that is legendary, a verb. If you do adverb, if you do something that is legendary, like, I don't know, if somebody slapped Lady Eloise, Orange Lady Eloise, that would be legendary. That
would be epic to me.
But would that make them a legend?
Yeah, if he's the only one that does it, or he or she. Let's just
Okay.
be.
Okay. So being the only one that does a thing would make you a legend. As
But
well as though, the story of what you do, because there's a lot of people who've done things that nobody's ever done, that nobody knows that they've never done it, that they've ever done it,
okay.
I think.
But
But
what I'm hearing though, but everybody's definition, and I've only heard one person pump somebody's brakes, and it was done in a comical way. But I'm so happy she did that because she broke the fourth wall on it, and that was my girl Jennifer Lewis when they were doing those videos. Her, Brandy, and it was another gentleman who I think was it Todrick that was in it, and he was like some legend Brandy or whatever, and Jennifer said, "Oh, Brandy ain't no damn legend." or she may have said motherfucking legend. I'm the legend. I'm grateful she did that.
She is a legend. She is a legend.
She's right. But she's absolutely right. And Brandy had to give, homage to that particular situation.
Right. Now, here's the thing. What we say that, see, I don't want to, okay. So I understand, this is my understanding, that some of the people who may watch this show from time to time, I don't want to say something that may feel like it dishonors them and what they've accomplished. Some people have accomplished a lot of things, but great things, but does that make them a legend?
Yeah, and Kimberly says a legend equals someone who is highly accomplished in a particular field. Okay, I agree with that. But does it have any gesture of time in it involved? Like, can someone be highly accomplished in a year? Like, does it have a time stamp, or does it have a reference for time? Legend is 50 years in the business to me. 50 years. Okay. All right. If you manage to sustain in what business though?
Yeah.
Years,
I think Brandon's talking about entertainment business, but I don't know that it takes 50 years to become a legend. I mean, let's think. Whitney, legendary. She's a legend. In my estimation. And is this also then a situation where beauty is in the eye of the beholder?
Beauty?
I mean, legendary is in the eye of the beholder as well as beauty. Just like we say beauty is, to me, Whitney is legendary. Some people may not feel that way.
No, I mean, there's only one voice. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Gigi, I see you in the area waiting. Can you tell me whether or not TikTok is still up, or do I need to reset and see if I can get them to pay attention?
Well, I say this, and I agree. Being prolific in one's field doesn't even matter because it's not exclusive to entertainment to me. I just wondered. It just made me pose the question when I heard this commentator talking about the legendary, and I was like, wow, okay, how do we get here? And help me understand. No shade, but just help me understand, and so I can adjust my thinking.
Yeah. Okay. So apparently we are still on TikTok. Thank you. Thanks, Gigi. We're gonna bring you on shortly, love. Okay, so just to address some other things real quick. You got a dope ass hat on, Rez. I love it too. I'm really digging the upside down heart that's bleeding. That is dope. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, that's dope. And yes, Pop informed Brandon that Roberta Flack's first television appearance was on his uncle's show, the legendary Flip Wilson's show. That was her first appearance on television.
Now, Flip Wilson, Roberta Flack, and quite a few other trailblazing legends.
Legendary.
Yes.
Undeniably. I will argue you down if you say that they're not.
Yes.
And the only people who would say that they're not are youngsters who have never heard of them.
Right. And what I do believe,
And that's
though,
your
if you,
mama's
in
fault.
any industry that is not exclusive to music, Brandon, but in any industry, you need to know the history of the industry. You know, if you're going to either compete in it or if you're going to, you know, make a living in it, I think that you need to know the history. Now, that stands true for me, particularly with music, because a lot of you folks is coming out with stuff or doing stuff that you think that you're the first one that did it, and wonk wonk, or don't even know where your songs are sampled from. Wonk wonk wonk. That's you know, I'll say it.
Pop is trying to rein in Tammy too much.
I see, land the plane over there, Terry, too much.
I'm trying. I'm trying to hold it, rein it in. Okay, yeah. So the Shirley Chisholm show is on. Oh shit.
Netflix, yeah.
It's almost like, but you get a much better effect when you do it. It's almost like if you say the name 3 times, he appears. I said pop, 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 bang.
Hey. Oh, morning, Chulo.
Good morning.
How are you?
Poppy.
Good
I'm
morning.
taking that hat.
Nice hat. Okay, you're looking very dapper, darling.
I'm about to go into this hawk in a minute.
Isn't it just beautiful? You're just so beautiful, Pop.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
So
love
you
looking
too.
at you. There are
Distinguished
not
gentleman.
many men I can say that about. I just love looking at you.
I appreciate that.
Me too.
I just had to come on because this whole legendary statement. It's a toss up. It's such a debatable thing.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like you said, Rezi, it's categories.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's you pay your dues.
There you go.
If you pay
the
your
school I come
dues
from.
in this business, because like you said, Whitney is legendary because she made history. I mean, in her 48 years of her life, she became a legend.
Yes.
Michael Jackson is legendary.
Without a doubt.
The incomparable Melba Moore, Shaka Khan, but that's music. But then we can break it down between music and history and everything across the board.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Did you?
It's all according to how we look at it. Think about when Oprah did the legendary ball.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yep. And she had some youngsters there too that understood.
Upcoming people to become what about this? Is there a difference between legend and legendary? Because I can say, oh, I'm legendary in these streets, but I'm not a legend.
Right. Right. Or infamous, you know, versus famous, you know.
Right. And there are some infamous characters who are legendary. Al Capone, legend.
Javon Armstrong. She's infamous, all right, on this podcast.
It's so funny. You know, look, here's some full disclosure. I'm having like this stiff shoulder thing, this issue with my whatever. And I have like what do they call it? Dinosaur arms. So I can only go this high with my hand with this one. So I can't even reach out like to help pay the check, which I'm not mad about that part. Then again, the right arm does stretch, so you know, don't fuck with me. But anyway,
icy hot.
Yeah, I did icy hot, heat, ice. I've done
you need a massage.
I've done that.
A real massage, not you going like this.
No.
Some deep tissues moving.
Oh yeah,
around.
deep tissue. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, Pop.
If
anybody tries to touch my tissues right now, I'm going to shoot them because my shit is in pain. I'm going to a spine specialist on Monday, so I'll be out eventually. Okay. Did you remember R&B singer Mona Lisa, the girl who sang "Can't Be Wasting My Time" featuring Lost Boys' popularity song?
So you asking, is she a legend?
Well, Mona Lisa online is asking us, do we remember her? It looks like.
What happened to her?
Mona Lisa.
Is that you?
Is that you? Or is this a Mona Lisa fan? Because we will find out. Don't try to front and be somebody you're not. Okay, so.
Oh.
You're familiar?
No. I'm reading
Okay.
Kimberly's. I remember seeing the Temptations and the Jacksons on the Flip Wilson
I
show.
mean, let's stop and talk about the Flip Wilson show for a moment and
What?
why that show was legendary. Just forget about
He
the,
made history. He
that
made
was
history in this
history.
business.
Mhm.
And like Diane Carroll in television, he's legendary in TV.
Mhm.
And just a side note, when I was younger,
Mhm.
I remember when I would be out there in LA with him, I remember meeting these people when he would tape his show. Joan Rivers was on his show first.
Sure was. He had all the legends on his
Yeah.
show.
Brandon said he loves you, Pop.
I love you too, Brandon. Because to me, growing up, Red Fox and Richard Pryor were like side uncles to me.
Me too. I tell Rain that all the time. As a matter
Red
of fact,
Fox?
I tell Rain and
Wow.
Richard Jr. that they
Yeah,
my
mhm.
cousins in my head because of the way I view their father.
But remember when Rain came on, I reminded her when we were younger, we were skinny dipping in her dad's pool.
Yeah.
The kids?
Say that.
Us, yeah, when we were young.
So you know what?
Sorry, excuse me.
Your uncle, in
Bless
addition to just his show, did some things that were unique. The whole Geraldine Jones drag thing. I was a child and I still remember clearly in the back in the booth in the corner in the dark. The devil made me do it,
The
honey.
devil made
I can remember these things, and he was very unique. Somebody said that in order. Oh, Kimberly said maybe a component of being legendary is being unique in some way.
Then we all are legendary.
And we all can be legendary, but what happens with that uniqueness? Where do we take it? What maybe does it add something to society? I don't know.
You know who? Let's bring Gigi in too, Javon, because I want to hear her opinion on this too.
Gigi stepped away.
Oh, she stepped away when she come back. Gigi, come back.
Oh,
Yeah, she is.
how you doing?
Hey.
Hey,
Look, I was
Good
watching
morning,
this pop.
JJ.
I was like, I can never get that heart right. I'm like,
Did y'all do this too?
hello.
Oh,
I
that
can
was
do
hard.
that. Yeah, see, I can do that.
Only with my left hand though. My right hand doesn't like to separate. I don't know.
My
that.
left
I
hand
can do
too.
that.
Yeah.
I can't. But the heart thing is always hard for me. I gotta concentrate. I don't know.
He's a perfect one.
Good Saturday morning, family. How is everybody?
Good morning.
Everybody's good. So what do you think about this legendary thing?
What's your opinion?
Legendary. Let me see. And when I think about legendary, of course, I would go to Michael Jackson and Prince, and those are Gladys Knight. Like those are legendary people for me when I think of legendary, right?
And in that field, right? G of that
Yes,
field
in
of
that
entertainment.
field.
But then let me ask this question: Martin Luther King Jr. Is he legendary or is he a legend?
He's a legend.
He's a
He's
legend.
a legend.
Malcolm
He's a legend.
X.
He's an
is-
icon. Those are iconic,
Legend.
legendary.
Yes.
If you say it like that, like
Yes,
legendary figures.
correct.
But they are legends. They
Legends.
are legends.
Those are
Yeah,
legends.
I think it's like how you split up whether you're a legend or legendary.
Mhm.
You know, because I could be legendary being in these, like I said, in these streets on 8th
In the
Avenue.
streets. All right, Pop, you legendary in them streets, baby. Go ahead and get it.
You know, it's really a thin line when you think about it. In terms of who somebody said Mary is on her way to being a legend, and that Lauryn Hill is not a legend to me, but to the younger audience, she is. I believe that Lauryn Hill is iconic.
Well, I would say something. I love Lauren, but she's legendary for being very late.
Yeah, legendary late.
Late.
But I think
Oh,
that
geez.
I think Jill Scott is iconic.
In what way?
like her vocals, if you see her live, the way that and what she did for
Oh, she's a beast live.
yeah, and what
No.
she has
She
done
is.
for the neo soul brand.
Her body of work, her body of work
Yes.
is
body of
growing. So when we look back again, we're going back into entertainment. That's are we
Right.
saying just entertainment? Because
No.
when we look back in the history book,
I was just answering because
Oh, okay.
people are chiming in.
Not people, just Brandon.
No, not
Brandon. Go, Brandon.
Yes, it's Brandon shooting out. We're not and you asked
And
Kimberly
Kim,
too.
and
Kimberly is also saying,
Prince,
you know, Prince.
yes. Prince. That's what I said.
Legendary,
Prince, legendary.
He's a legend.
yes,
No stuff.
And yeah, Pop is a legend too. I don't know.
Now,
I
Pop.
appreciate it. I appreciate
And
it.
you're looking quite distinguished. I agree.
Yes, that hat is baby, like
Everything.
Okay. Distinguished.
Come on, go ahead
gentleman
and
you
pose
are.
it out, Pop. Pose it out. You gotta pose it out.
So Elisa
That's it.
says legend.
Come
So this is interesting. Elisa says legend isn't past tense. Legendary isn't an action. Legendary isn't an action. No, legendary is not an action. It's an adverb. It describes an action. It describes a life. It describes a person's not what is it like, not when Jesus, if you're in a caste system, not a caste system, their position in history or status. Thank you, Jesus Christ. Javon, where are your words? Use your big words.
The dictionary states that legendary is an adjective of described in or based on legends. So that's what it states.
It doesn't you can't do a legendary act.
Look at
it says.
Look at Brandon's post. Disclaimer: my opinion is not a reflection on the guest or host of this show.
You're hilarious, Brandon.
Come on, Brandon. That was excellent.
Yes.
And
very funny.
Iconic.
Thank you, Brandon.
A legend for breaking into hip hop. I guess break it.
But you know what? I don't think that we decide that though. I think that everybody in their own right. You know, we can't say is Angie Stone. You know, like again, I would definitely say legend in that sense. She's been in a couple of genres and doing her thing. But you know, that's my opinion. I think because I sit in a certain age demographic, you know, I'm able to kind of look now. If I were younger, let's say maybe in my 20s, you know, what would I? You know, anybody that has been around. Still for that, you know, like to some, you have folks like I'm trying to think of somebody like Chance the Rapper, who I love, you know. They consider him a legend, you know, and it depends on your age group, you know. And then Chance is looking up to people like, you know, like Rakim and the you know, like, so it depends on where you sit. And I think that it's based in, I don't necessarily think it's based in age. I think it's based in longevity, you know. And
so let me ask you this. Since we're talking mostly, because people are mostly talking about, I think if it's outside of music or entertainment, it's easy to say who's a legend and who's not.
Let me ask this question, Javon. Where would you categorize the incomparable?
Shaka Khan is a legend.
Wait, can you get the name out?
She's legendary.
Well, is she an iconic, legendary artist?
Icon.
Okay. I just needed clarification.
I was going to run back to that, but you know, I didn't want to.
You are an official.
Okay, so I'm gonna give the definition of legend.
Was there ever a
legend?
Legend
in the dictionary says a traditional story, sometimes popularly regarded as historical but unauthenticated. But number 2 is an extremely famous or notorious person, especially in a particular field, like you said, Pop, right? So they said normally a celebrity, star, superstar, icon, or famous person.
You can hear it. Give me a thumbs up.
Thank you.
I will love you anyway.
Javon.
She's gonna help herself.
Are we doing this now?
Oh my God,
Javon?
Did she just put Motown?
Yes, she did.
You just happen to have that handy too.
Oh my
didn't you?
God.
Right there.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Do you have a whole button
She's
for
having
Shaka?
she's having a moment over there. Look at her.
Woo.
She has a Shaka button right on the side of her keyboard. It just
Oh
says
my
Shaka,
God.
and it does anything pop up. You don't know what you're gonna get.
Exactly.
Tammy, too much. You got
Look
this
good
one.
there,
I
Nick.
give you
Oh my
thumbs
God.
up on this one.
Oh my God.
She looked good in that clip though.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Do
Okay.
you need a moment, Javon? Do you need a Snicker bar?
Javon,
A whole cigarette.
Alcoholic.
A whole cigarette. A
let
whole
me get the
cigarette.
fan for you. Where my fan?
I need a
No,
whole
Gigi. You gotta give her the Shaka
right
Khan fan to
now.
play her.
I know. Wait, I need a.
This has been
Next
the
time I'm gonna
longest-
have my fan. I have one of them big fans. I'm gonna go shh, and I'm gonna.
Now, see, in this case, Javon's crush on Shaka Khan is legendary.
Yes, yes, on this show. Yep.
Oh gosh, God bless her. God bless her. How's Indira doing? Have you spoken to her lately?
She's doing well. She actually has some new music out, and we'll circle back to having her on the show again, I'm sure. Brandon said that's Javon's version of Tourette's. Yes,
Yes.
They look going
Yeah.
crazy in these
I
chats.
think
Yeah.
so.
Yes.
I think, yeah, it could be. It could be.
That is
I think-
definitely
I think we
Javon.
could all use a little Shaka Khan in our lives from time to time. Just a little pop-up Shaka.
Mm-mm-mm.
Like
What's your favorite?
Candyman, huh?
What's
Like
your favorite
Candyman.
Shaka Khan song, Javon? Do you have a favorite?
Excuse me?
Do you
No,
have a favorite Shaka Khan song?
she could sing the motherfucking alphabet,
Ooh.
and I am all in. Okay,
A B.
okay. What?
You know what? People ask me like certain questions, like what certain songs I like from Whitney or this one. It's all according to what mood I'm in at that moment.
Yes. Yes. Who has deemed me the nickname B-side? Because, although I like the popular singles, I'm from the liner note era. Those of you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And I'm not even going to define that, because if you know, you know. But
Yep.
at the end of the day, I tend to, okay, I can hear it, but if it's oversaturated, it tends to not, I want to know what else is underneath all of the crevices, or what you've even covered. I've been listening to a lot of really nice covers, and I went through Dion's, like something triggered me on her birthday, and I was just going through her stuff, and I'm like, all of her duets though.
Did y'all ever watch her documentary on CNN?
No, I didn't see it. Can I still
if I find it, I'll send you the link, because her birthday was the other day.
Yeah.
Yes.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah.
To another
And
legend.
you have to watch that documentary, because some people are like, oh my God, because a lot of people like Luther songs, they'll go, oh, I thought Luther did that.
Luther was a cover king too.
Because I'll give you this little thing. I remember when we were on tour, it was Dion, Natalie, and Whitney. And while we were on the tour, I decided to go sit in the house to watch Dion perform first. I was just floored, because even though she's like family to me, it's like, wow. Whoa.
Yeah. And Brandon, I just wanted to say, if you like the song Love Me Still, you have to live to make it to my funeral, because that song is going to be played at my funeral, and I'm probably going to prepare like a video.
What are you talking about, Joe?
Chocolates.
Love Me Still.
Shaka clips. I meant to say Shaka clips.
Oh,
so you're not gonna have any spiritual songs? It's gonna be all Shaka Khan on your funeral? That's what you're saying?
Well, people can play with it. I don't care about all. I just want Love Me Still, and I want pictures of myself and pictures of Shaka on the screen, and that show
Please put the disclaimer up right now, Javon.
Please.
Quickly. But okay, I
Make it to my funeral, Brandon. That song is gonna be
can we
the theme.
Javon.
I love Shaka's body of work, but there's one song, Ain't Nobody, right? When you listen to Ain't Nobody. But if you're listening into the car, listen to the final end when it's going off, because she is wailing.
Yes.
She is going off.
In the vamp on the way out?
Yes. Okay, yes, she is like, oh my God. It's like, why couldn't y'all leave that on the album?
Yeah.
Because she's singing where she can break glass.
I like Nights in Tunisia too when she does it live. Because she has a very broad range, particularly in the jazz genre. It's really, I don't think that, and I'm mad that, certain colonizers made their way to music and separated it, because there's not an artist that I love and revere that can't run through a couple of genres, of music.
Singer. That's a singer.
Yes. When you're able to translate in any, that's just your soul being inhabited in various different types of forms, so I don't even think that there should be like a gate of, oh, that's pop, or oh, you're classified as this, oh, she's an R&B singer. No, have you heard her sing gospel? Have you heard her sing jazz? Have you heard that? Shaka's a definite, example of that, I think.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, Patti LaBelle also I agree is a legend.
Oh, well,
that's beyond question.
That's hands down.
Beyond.
And Therese, if you like what did you just say, like covers, check out Shaka's classic Con. OMG.
Yeah, I've heard her cover quite a few things.
Her sing To Sir With Love.
To Sir With, oh yeah.
OMG.
She slays
Javon,
that.
we can go back to this and we could do a whole Shaka show one time.
Yeah, but the whole thing is that they, there's the
lawyers have called me behind the scenes twice.
Classic Con.
God bless you, Javon.
And Goldfinger, yes, Goldfinger.
Twice.
They've called me twice, Javon. Remember that.
Be nice.
That right there, okay? That right there. I just want y'all to understand.
She lives in Atlanta now.
I didn't know.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna have to make a trip down there. How could she leave and not let me know? Usually I know where she's living. How could I have not known?
Oh gosh.
Oh.
Yes, Aretha Franklin absolutely hits that bill.
Oh,
I've been
absolutely.
playing a lot of her.
Turner.
Leandria Johnson, I've played a lot of lately.
Yeah, we're going back to the music.
Is Leandria a legend yet? Now, the reason Leandria Johnson, she can sing her tail off. There is indisputable proof. Anything that you play of Leandria, she's gonna knock it out the box. But is she yet a legend?
No, I didn't say she was a legend, although some may think she is. I didn't say that. I was just saying that
okay.
Playing the music,
My bad.
Tina Turner, yes.
Legend, yes.
Yeah, because again, everyone has their own definition of legendary or legend in their own right.
Right.
Because some people feel Beyonce's one. She's going to be one in the history books.
And sometimes she may give a legendary performance.
But she's broken a lot of records. So
far.
So that's a whole different.
She's like on the fast track. If she is not yet a legend, which some would say that she is a legend, but if she is not yet a legend, she is on the fast track to becoming a legend.
Fantasia, Kelly Price. Okay.
Fantasia can sing. Fantasia sing from her toes. Legend. I'm telling you, when
Fantasia's our cousin, like how Patti LaBelle is everyone's aunt. Fantasia is that cousin.
Yeah. And you know, she's a related to, it's like some intersection between her,
Casey and JoJo.
Yeah, Casey and JoJo.
Oh yeah.
but you know what? What's
in the water in the Kakalakis?
Elisa just said that sounds like pass to me, and I get that. And yes, I don't.
Tina Marie.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yes.
Yes.
I don't see the resemblance between you and Natalie Cole in this particular picture, so I can't really answer that if I don't see you in person. She wanted to know whether or not we think she looks like Natalie Cole. I would have to see you in person, or at least some video or something of your face.
Which era of Natalie Cole? Because Natalie Cole has changed
over time. But this pass, I think there are living legends. There definitely are living legends. If Prince or Michael Jackson were still living today, they would still be legends. Definitely.
Yes, definitely.
Iconic legends.
And I think maybe that is the difference between being alive still and being, when you pass on.
I think that's when you add iconic to that.
Right.
Pass on.
Right.
In my opinion.
And
I got a good one. What about LL? Think about where LL has been, right? Because you think about musically to where he is now in
legendary
artistry, right?
See,
so he's still living. But I would say he's a legend because of where he's been and when it comes to hip hop.
Facts.
Definitely Coffee. I would say Diana Ross. Is
what?
Absolutely.
She's opened.
Yes.
She's opened the door.
Yes. Yeah, legendary. As well as Run DMC, legendary hip hop artists.
Again, their body of work has touched people's.
Yeah, it's also very specific for Run DMC. For LL, his work expands.
His body
of work.
His body of work is.
Are we talking about his body or his body of work?
Both.
Okay.
Both.
And the licking of his lips is quite legendary.
Legendary.
Oh god.
That's right.
I'm so sick of the licking. I'm sick of everybody that does it. I'm so sick of that shit. No. Quit it.
What about Luther now?
I'd rather like the lipping.
Luther.
Any lick.
Gigi, have you seen this documentary? Gigi, have you seen the documentary?
Not yet.
No.
If I get that, because it's been out, but if I know.
Wait, when did it come out? Pop, I thought it was December.
It was in the theaters. Remember, I told you it's coming out. I think the end of this month.
I want to see that.
Okay. I'll keep y'all posted. I'll send y'all stuff behind the scenes. It was phenomenal. Oh my god!
Now Denzel and Morgan Freeman, definitely.
Yes.
Now we're getting into the categories. It's like entertainment, music.
Yeah.
Everyone, those categories.
Yeah.
Correct.
And then we can go into poets and like Maya Angelou and Nikki Giovanni.
Right? Yes. Langston Hughes. Come on.
James Baldwin.
Baldwin. Yep.
And then you can go to
Ralph Ellison.
And then for freedom fighters, abolitionists.
Oh, Lorraine Hansberry. I'm sorry. I'm going back in my history. I used to debate this stuff in high school and I would get in trouble.
Why?
Because you know how certain teachers would have certain curriculums. They go, well, Mr. Carter, we're not talking about that. Because every time Black History, I was like, well, what about such and such and such and such? And it's like, well, we're only going to cover Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and Rosa Parks. I'm like, well, what about, this person? I say, I was always taught from the time I click on a light switch, I've done something, or that's something the African American person has done, made, or whatever.
Facts.
And they go, well, you have to go to the principal's office.
Listen,
that's going to be a nice segue into where I'm going to go.
Okay, JJ.
Great segue into where I'm going to go when y'all ready.
Yes, Stephen B.
We ready then, Gigi. We ready for you.
G, we don't want you to burst.
Oh my gosh. Y'all know. Look, all week, because y'all know I was in Dallas for work all week. Ugh, out there in Texas, crazy. So I would say that, for the most part, where I am outside Plano area of Dallas, Texas, everyone seems to be very kind. And, it's normally the group of us that are there, the Rev team. And we go from hotel, dinner, and back to the office. It's a beautiful office that's there. But, then it's back on the plane and come on back home. So I got home late evening yesterday. And when I got up this morning, I started, reading, researching. And, during the week, I see things, watch things, and then I save them. And then I go back through my saves and see where I want to go. So I know I mentioned briefly about Mr. Tim Scott last week, but I started reading about his 12-point plan, right? And so I want to go into what you just said, Pop. So out of this man's 12-point plan, I want to just read this letter. So just a little bit of it. So this letter from Rick Scott talks about, dear fellow Americans, the militant left are redefining America and silencing their opponents. Among the things they plan to change or destroy are American history, patriotism, border security, nuclear family, gender, traditional morality, capitalism, fiscal responsibility, opportunity, rugged individualism, Judeo-Christian values, dissent, free speech, color blindness, law enforcement, religious liberty, parental involvement in public schools, and private ownership of firearms. That was all in the first paragraph.
Oh, Jesus. Probably without commas, too. Go ahead.
So I just wanted to go to the number one 12-point plan, of which Pop just talked about education and how, when you think about back then, how you had to force, us on them and try to get them to understand that, hey, we here too. This isn't just about Christopher Columbus. This isn't just about Indians, we as Black people, right? We here too, right? So number one, education. They state, we will inspire patriotism and stop teaching the revisionist history of the radical left. Our kids will learn about the wisdom of the U.S. Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the Founding Fathers. Public schools will focus on the 3 R's, not indoctrinate children with critical race theory or any other political ideology. I'm not going to go through their steps, but I'm going to talk about the points here. Parents, not government, will choose the best schools for their kids. We will enact equal opportunity in education. So no child will be sent to a failing school simply because of their zip code. Kids in public schools will say the Pledge of Allegiance, stand for the national anthem, and honor the American flag. We must foster national unity. We will open our schools to parents. Parents must have the right to know what their children are being taught, who is teaching them, and which organizations are receiving school contracts. The FBI, DOJ, and all government entities will be expressly forbidden from intimidating parents who dare speak their minds at school board meetings. Public schools will teach our children to love America because while not perfect, it is exceptional, it is good, and it is a beacon of freedom in an often dark world.
Oh my God.
No child will be taught they are inherently racist. So this is the part that stood out for what you said, Pop. No child will be taught they are inherently racist because of the color of their skin, or that some Americans are oppressors or others are oppressed. So we're going to stop right there. So when February comes,
Jesus, like when February comes,
what the fuck gonna happen when February comes? Are we not gonna have Black History Month anymore? Are you gonna act like only Martin Luther King and Malcolm X is this, and there's not gonna be any other Black revolutionary people that we need to discuss, that our children need to learn? Or is this gonna be an all-out war on African American people and what we need to know about our people?
It's always been that, Gigi. And that's why when Pop went to school and tried to speak outside of Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and Rosa Parks, he got shut down. This is historically what they've done. And we have recently expanded it over the years, and they are trying to go back. Remember, make America great again for them.
Right.
But again, this whole thing is like a slingshot. They see something where it is now, where we are educating ourselves and our children about more about Afro Americans, more about the Black experience, more about the truth of this country. And they are trying to take it back. Let's go back to your Malcolm X and your Martin Luther King and your Rosa Parks. And we won't even mention, because in Florida schools, children are learning about Rosa Parks, but they are not learning that she was a Black woman. And that is just ridiculous. But you could pull it back.
So what do you do with her face, the image?
Right.
They're just drawing it.
It's like a silhouette.
Yeah, they're just drawing her.
So that means that they're not using any kind of Google, no internet, no one can punch
Florida, but this is what I'm saying. Obviously, you want to see how far they can take it, but you don't want to be caught off guard. Some of it, because we don't believe that Orange Lady Eloise and the crew can do all of the things that they're saying they're going to do. Right. Look at Florida. Florida has already implemented a lot of the shenanigans. Already in Florida, they have this. And yes, they still have access to the internet, obviously. However, there are some things that have been washed away from the internet already, right? Things about Orange Lady Eloise that used to be available, you cannot find anymore. So,
not even in the Wayback Machine?
I don't know what the Wayback Machine is, but I know that I have looked and searched for certain things that I know he said that now he's saying he didn't say, and I cannot find it. And I remember seeing the video. I remember seeing, and I cannot find it. But
you are telling the truth, Javon, because there's a TikToker who mentioned the same thing about something that they had, and thank goodness they had recorded it and they had it. But when they went back to look for it, they couldn't find it anywhere.
No longer there.
Right.
So on the internet, there is something called the Wayback Machine. Because when you put something on the internet, it's there forever. What they do is scrub the internet. However, if something was placed on a particular time, you can still find it. You go to the Wayback Machine, you punch it in, and it is able to bring up some stuff. That's how they're busting a lot of people with the then and now, because they think because you scrub it on the immediate and you can't find it, or it's 50 clicks down, you go back to where you think you may have seen it. Like say you take it back to 1995. You can find anything that was on the internet in 1995. You just have to know how to reference it. It's like it archives things. So it's called the Wayback Machine.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if you know about it, they probably know about it. And if it's a way that they could scrub that when they're ready, if they ever get ready, hopefully they will not. They may be able to shut that down. Who knows? Whatever. What I'm trying to say is, number one, it's important that we teach our own children that if there are things on the internet that need to be that's interesting or that is historical that needs to be preserved, you find it, download it, put it on a USB drive or something, and keep it. This is the time to act as if all the things that we have access to, the information we have access to now, may not be available to us in the future. That's all I'm saying. Be prepared.
Yes.
Let's not get caught with, I just heard that there's nothing showing Harriet Tubman on the internet anymore, and we start all searching at the same time, crashing the internet, and she's not there anymore because they done scrubbed it. I'm not talking about Harriet. She'll probably always be there, but like I said, in 100 years they're going to say that Martin Luther King was blonde and blue-eyed if we don't make sure that we preserve what we know now. And keep the proof of it. I'm just saying. And yes, hang on to your books. Hang on to your books, hang on to your information. they're burning books, and they're doing it for a reason. They're doing it because they're not going to be if they're not, think of it like this. If they're in schools in Florida already burning books that show Black people, that show LGBTQ people, that have any sign of oppression, and they know that the information is readily available on the internet. Obviously, if it's not in the library, if it's not in schools, then everybody knows the next step is to go and look at the internet.
Yes.
Right? I mean, that's
right.
sense.
Mhm.
That's right.
That's our big encyclopedia these days. At some point, if they win, if they get their druthers, if they get to do because what they want to do is whitewash history. This is what they want. I hope that they just fail miserably like they have in the past, but we have to be prepared. Just like people are stocking and loading pew-pews, people need to stock and load information.
They done shifted up a lot of laws regarding pew-pews too.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing until a lot of us start getting them. And then it's a thing.
It becomes an issue. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I say this just to say, get prepared. And Gigi, thank you for bringing that, up, because it's important. I just don't want people to get caught off track. Yeah, there may be a website now where you can go and look in the past, but that may be right now. There's a reason why in the United States they want to get rid of TikTok.
So yeah, of course, because they're not making any money. So many
TikTok
people
gives a lot
they can't
of
control it.
history and information to young people trying to find out Black history, LGBTQ positive affirming thing, history of oppression, history of this country. People don't want people to
They don't want the real information.
It's interesting too. I won't take a deep breath on the power, because anytime that the devil sets his sights on anything, he's always defeated. Because look at it, because this is worldwide, right? And we say TikTok was a great example because they said if they don't sell it by this date, it's going to be gone. A lot of that is because it's teaching. A lot of that is because it's heavy money being made that they can't regulate too. So anytime they can't regulate or get a cut, there's an issue, right? Because they're not saying that TikTok is bad, because if you sell it, we'll own it and it's all good. Yeah. What they're saying is they can't get in and see, because everything that you're doing, obviously, it can be spied upon, even your email, because anything they give you free, technically they can get into it, right? So we don't have any. This goes back to us not having any privacy, or the illusion of privacy is just what it is. So what you said, Javon, about this system called education, we're gonna go back, and I'm grateful to have been born at a certain time, because we were here before the internet, we were here before social media. Our method, we went outside to play. Our method because you still can't stop the power of this human voice in the word. You can't stop that. Like, you can do anything you want to do on the internet, and yes, that's controllable, but word of mouth still exists. So unless you can control our mind, like, you can lock somebody up in prison, but you cannot. But the deepest surrender is one's mind. So as long as people and what I would like to say is empower people to think, because despite what information is out there, it requires you to take it on. It requires you to believe it and to give it life, because because there's a whole lot of junky stuff on the internet. Don't mean people believe it, but it's just, it requires you to do a lot more critical thinking. Yeah. And that is what I'm most afraid of, is that we lose our power to critically think or to even question.
I think that's a big issue right now with the red caps. There's no critical thinking.
None.
There's no, if this is true and this is true, then this must be true. There's none of that. Like,
no.
If you cheat on every wife, if you cheat on your taxes, equals you're honest and good for me.
Right.
Well, we know this wasn't about.
Unless it's not about that. Yeah.
The math ain't election.
We know his elect. We know Lady Eloise did not get up in there for no.
I understand that, and also, I don't know if I got to start this. Sometimes what I mean to do and what I actually do, I don't get time to do it all. But there is a TikTok that I saw, and I think I sent it to at least Gigi and Therese to you. I don't know if I sent it to you, Pop, and I could have set it up so I could show it, but I'll try to be more cognizant of that in the future.
Okay.
But Representative Hakeem Jeffries,
Yes.
talking
Yes.
about this election,
Mm-hmm.
and he was saying how in North Carolina, how in 5 swing states
We won
everything except for the presidential election. Like,
Correct.
the governors, the senators, everything went blue except for that, which makes no sense.
And Pennsylvania was the only one they won those seats.
Makes
The other seats.
no sense.
Yeah.
I think they need to check out these machines. I don't know, but the math ain't mathing. I ain't trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I see you, Pop. I see what you're saying. Don't do it. I get it.
Don't do it, Pop.
But if it is true, if it's correct, if it's accurate, which it may be, I wasn't there for everybody voting and looking in the booth with them, right? If it is true, what does that say that people understand that for their state, the senators, the governors, the attorney generals should move this way, but
the presidential seat
a
goes
black
that way.
woman who's saying, I want to help you with your first house. I want to expand Social Security, eliminate the cost or lower the cost of your pharmaceuticals, and go after price gougers, is not as good for me as I can be a loud ass racist misogynist and they're eating the cats and the dogs. Like, what? I'm just trying to understand.
You're not trying
But
to
you just
understand
said it. But you just said it, Javon.
Yeah,
that's exactly it. That is exactly it. It's sad to say, but that's just it.
Education is key, because
Education's key.
This ain't even education. This is an obvious hit at whatever
misogyny and racism at its finest.
Yep.
Period.
At its best.
There's no other way to put it. That's just it.
There's nothing logical about it.
Pop knows the truth.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, my thing is, I'm losing my.
Pop, it's okay.
Sorry, Pop.
Well, no, it's fine. I've implemented talking to my baby cousins, my goddaughter's children, talking to them. Again, going back to the legend. Now they're learning from their legend, their uncles, their godfather, because I'm only implementing what was implemented to me. Because I remember growing up, my mother and father kept me home on Black Solidarity Day, which was a day before Election Day. I had to go to the Schaumburg Library on 135th Street and Lenox Avenue and do a report for my parents to learn something. Something else. They didn't keep me home just for, because it's Black Solid, but I had to learn something.
You know what's too interesting too, Pop? It forces us, because we've gotten away from, and reasonably so. I'm not saying I don't understand why, because inflation goes up and single parent households, and there's not enough time spent with kids about what you did in school, how you did it, coming to the PTA, supporting the sports events. Like, it's not a whole lot of us doing it. And I know I'm not taking a survey, but I'm saying because of the way we have to sustain ourselves now.
Right.
Yeah.
2 jobs, 3 jobs.
Yeah.
Just for food, just to keep a roof over your head. The
Absolutely.
freaking PSE&G bill.
Facts.
I got a culinary bill over here, so
all of those things. And what happens is we train, and I'm using that word loosely, but we train our kids to go to school, hopefully they stay in all the classes to be able to get what they got to get and come up out of there. But we have, our focus is so torn. And I think what this invites us to do again is have dinner together and sit down and talk about things together and commune together. Because,
turn the
you know,
TV
honestly,
off. Turn
COVID
the
was a
TV
good
off.
conduit for
Take
that.
this away from the. Take this away.
Leave it. Yeah,
And
I
also,
was doing that with my granddaughter when she lived here with me. We sat at the table, no phones was allowed, and we sat and talked. And I would have conversations with her about politics when all of this stuff was going on in the beginning, and trying to explain things to her about the importance of your vote and why you need to do it. And you know, I know that this generation has so much going on, and I think one of the things that is keeping them so struck in awe and with probably their mouths on the floor is the fact that I don't think they have a lot of hope, right? When they look at the struggle that we are going through, their hope has to be diminished, just to know, well, where am I in the next 5 years? Where am I in the next 10 years? If I'm watching my parents who are coming in exhausted, going, laying down, getting up, going to another job, exhausted, and I'm having to help to make dinner for my siblings, and Mom, go ahead, I got it. You know, Dad, I got it, because I could see the strain and drain in them every single day. And they try to come in and come to some of my maybe school performance if I'm involved in something, or come to my game if I'm included in a baseball, softball, something game, and sometimes dozing off because they haven't slept in hours. They're watching this, they're living it. And for some reason, we act like kids don't see stuff, you know,
Right.
like we know our parents for some reason thought that the kids don't say nothing around the kids, like we were dumb and didn't see what was happening. But we know that these children pay attention, right? We see their involvement, though they may not speak it outwardly. We can feel and see that they know it. You can't expect these children to be taking on the woes of the world, going through school day in and day out, and watching their parents being broken down by the systems, and not expect them to not have hope for themselves. When I spoke to my granddaughter, I know that her and that generation of 15, 16, 17-year-olds at the time felt lost. It felt lost and not understanding what is to happen for them coming up. Some of them at that age group at that time was thinking he was gone, they were going to have a chance, right? That something great was going to come up from him being gone from the Lady Eloise being gone from the scene. But I told her, I said, he's coming back. I told a lot of people that, and everybody told me I was crazy, but I was trying to warn him, he's coming back. Even Javon was like, no. But I knew it was going to happen. There was no way he was going to have his half of his teeth into this and then let go, right? And the fact is, I said, I don't know what's going to happen for you, but all I can say is I'm going to need for you to be like the Justin and Justins of Tennessee. More of you are going to have to step up like those two young men and get into politics at a very young age. Them two Justins, every time I hear them speak, I am in awe.
Yeah, they are amazing. They are amazing.
They are.
Tennessee tried to get rid of them, and they bounced right back.
They came right on back.
The people spoke in that instant.
I love them two young men, and I hope that they pull more young people in this era closer to them and teach them that their voice matters, that they can fight back, and that they can overcome what is happening so that they can bring hope back into their hearts. Because right now, the generation seems very lost.
Yeah, and media played a big part of Lady Eloise. But for 9 years, it focused on him. Like I'm not even watching the news either, because I'm tired of hearing who he's trying to put in place. I don't need to know all of that right now. Because I work in the business, but I'm so frustrated with it now.
Well, I got a joke for y'all. Did y'all hear this joke? Did y'all hear this joke this week? I got a joke. There's 2 new words for the Bible. Right? I'm sorry. The dictionary. I said the Bible. Ooh, okay, there's something I'll be out there. But a dictionary. One of them is awesome. Do y'all know what the word is?
Awesome.
It's a simple and beautiful word.
Say it, Gigi.
Say it, Gigi.
Groceries.
Groceries?
Groceries? Well, my mindset goes somewhere else, but go ahead.
I'm going to tell y'all why I say the word groceries. So he said, Lady Eloise, verbatim, it's a very beautiful word. It's a very simple word, groceries. Like almost, you know, who uses the word? I started using the word. The groceries. When you buy apples, when you buy bacon, when you buy eggs, lettuce. Yeah, that brand new beautiful word, groceries. That's the new word of the day.
And what's
He
the other?
already reneged on that because he promised. He promised to bring. He told everybody he's bringing the food prices down because he knows that we're tired of paying the high cost of food
No,
prices.
the food prices is going to go up. Why?
Yes.
Okay.
He
next,
said,
It don't matter for him. His fat ass is eating at McDonald's off the
I know.
menu.
The point is, with the whole thing about the grocery word that he had never heard before, is that people are so delusional and disconnected from this man. This is a man who was raised in a mansion with butlers and maids. Of course, he don't know what the fuck the word groceries is. And the fact that y'all could go and vote for him, thinking he's going to lower the price of groceries for you. It's ridiculous. So,
and what's the second word, Gigi?
please, Gigi.
I don't need you stressed out on a Saturday.
I know. She's about to blow up.
one of the words, was demure was the word. Demure was added as the word of the dictionary. And the word groceries was a new funny word. That was my joke for the word groceries. Because he made it a whole new thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, wait, what? Groceries?
So here's the other thing. The cats and dogs the people are eating the cats and dogs is better than I'm going after price gouging.
Right.
And as Elisa says, society has decided. Now, Kimberly had said that she'd like to share something if that is okay. It is absolutely okay. How would you
bring it to the table, Kimberly? Bring it to the
what
table.
would you like to share, and how would you like to share it?
Oh, before you share, also, do y'all realize what day he's having his inauguration?
Yeah, it's Martin Luther King Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what happens if we decide that everybody on social media is going to put up a picture of King simultaneously?
Then that's what we do.
That's what we do.
That's
and do not watch the inauguration. Period.
Because the numbers are going to lie anyway. He's going to use raw footage from somebody else's. He's going to take Obama's footage.
Or take the Marshall Washington's footage.
And Elisa, I think the question, the answer to this is a lot of people care.
A lot of people. That was the whole point.
Especially young parents.
The eggs, price of eggs.
About the price of eggs.
Which was interesting to me because in Dallas the price of eggs was $2 and something. I made a point of looking at that, and I said,
"Yeah,
$2 and change for eggs, and y'all complain about eggs? Wait a minute."
Trader Joe's has a good price for eggs. They like $2.99.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, ShopRite damn sure don't. They like
really
$4 or $5.
Go over to Trader Joe's.
All right. So what else I have on here for y'all? Well, this had 3 things. The other thing was direct file. So on day 1, Congress is going to sign 27 GOP MAGAs are signed, and he will sign an executive order to get rid of direct file, which is part of the free tax IRS filing system that has been started so that we don't have to pay for your taxes to be filed. It is free. They will be getting rid of that through, TurboTax is owned, and the CEO is by Sasan Goodarzi. Sasan is his name. He is on Forbes, and they are hit record revenue. They are through Intuit. Intuit is the corporation that has the TurboTax under it. Here's some information on this. In 2023, this man, his salary is $1.1 million. He got a $2 million bonus. He got $7 million in stock options, and $18 million was awarded to him in stock options that year, for a total of $27.3 million he got in 2023. In 2024, so far, his salary is now 1.2 mil. He got 2.2 million in bonus, 8.6 in stock options, and 24 million was awarded to him in stock, for a total of 36.6 million this year. And the oligarchs, the billionaires, are fighting back, saying that they do not want this free tax option for the people. And so they're getting rid of it on day one. But they want to do something for the people. There's something for you. Go ahead and pay, so you can put more money into Mr. Cezanne's pocket. Number 3.
Hold on one second.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm going to step away for a moment and y'all just keep going.
Okay.
Thank you, Gigi. Keep going.
You're welcome. And the other one I wanted to bring to light today was a story that should have been aired back in October. I say her name, Nevaeh Crane. She was an 18-year-old in Texas who passed due to sepsis for organ failure due to a miscarriage, which is what she had. She went to 3 separate emergency rooms, the first 2 within 12 hours. She went in for having pain in her throat and abdominal cramps. They did check her throat, said she did not have strep, and they never checked about her abdominal pains, and they sent her away. So within 12 hours, she went to 2 different facilities, and that's what came back. The third time she went to another facility, she tested positive for sepsis, and they had determined that she was 6 weeks pregnant, and her fetus did still have a heartbeat at the time. No one did check her. Within hours of checking, an obstetrician finally did 2 separate ultrasounds to confirm that there was no longer a heartbeat before they would ever check anything else into her. At that point, her lips had turned blue, and she suffered from severe organ failure and died unalived at the age of 18. I speak your name again, Nevaeh Crane. That should not have happened.
I heard about that,
This is due to Trump's, Lady Eloise's AB ban. They are not pro-life. I repeat, they are not pro-life. They are pro-birth. Period.
I heard my entire existence.
18 years old. That didn't have to happen. It did not. Because they are afraid to touch a woman that may have any type of symptoms that have to do with your reproductive organs, in fear of them going to jail and being fined. So they will let you die. You will then unalive because of that. They are not pro-life. For the mother, they are only pro-birth for the fetus.
And not life sustaining. Because once you birth the whole person, you kill everything connected to them for them to thrive. So this can't stay. This can't stay. This is not sustainable. None of it.
It's because they use the word AB as, again, another fear tactic, right? We're not really understanding that the reproductive system of a woman is more than just AB. It has to do with any and everything that makes me a woman. My womb holds more than just a fetus, right? So in that, do you not care that there are tubes there? There are blood vessels there. There are a lot of things there other than that sustain my life.
As they call it, the seat of our soul. I don't think, I don't even expect them to understand. Some of it is far beyond the comprehension, Gigi. Some of it's just far beyond the comprehension. Like that whole expression of being tired. It's absolutely that for me. It's like now it's like, oh, okay, we'll see how that works out for you. We'll see how that works for you. Just give it time.
I'll wait for the first 100 days.
Right. Yeah. When I was looking at this story, I pulled it off. I think it was one of the YouTube channels that I subscribe to and follow. And the commentator there spoke about how, they utilize this and state in the Bible. That's what I was thinking about Bible. In the Bible, it talks about AD and that's it's a sin. It is actually. That's a whole nother conversation because me, I read one thing and then I want to tangent to a whole hour. I was calling Jaji in and I was like, "Babe, look at this. Because in Numbers and in Exodus, that it's not in there that way. And if you want to really talk about it, then they speak about a miscarriage. Is the only time they speak about in the Bible, and it actually has to do with God saying that if a man feels that he has jealousy because his wife may be stepping out on her, she has done something against the marriage, then there is this potion and a curse that is given to her to take to put through pain. And if pregnant, then she will expel this thing that is in her if she is guilty. If not, it will not happen. But doesn't that sound like Mr. Pristone to you? Okay. So where do they say that in the Bible somewhere in there talks about it being a sin, that AB is a sin? It does not. It does not. Y'all really need to read. Read for yourself.
It might have it in there later.
In Numbers, it doesn't even reference that way. It's totally something the word pregnancy comes in, but it's not in that context. The only way of that context is in Exodus in that area. So I expect
to see so much, and the reasons why. Just expect it. Don't be. Thank you. Shout out to the legendary. What? I got a legend bringing me tea.
That's right. There's a legend.
It's my legendary sis. Hold on. Can you slide over a little? There you go. Legendary. Okay.
Hello. Good morning, lovelies.
Okay.
Good morning.
Legendary. She wakes up like that. So thank you. Oh man. It's a lot. It's a lot going on. It's a lot to think about. Yeah. Thank you. A lot to think about. And I don't put anything past any of them at this point in the game. It is what it is. And we just have to play to wait and see. I think.
And that's what I'm doing. I'm not running out to another country. Well, for the holiday, I'll be in Puerto Rico ringing the calendar New Year. So sitting on the beach in Condado.
Woo, Condado.
Yes. Beautiful.
This land is your land. This land is my land. I think I'm just going to be singing that in my head anytime I get into Western thought, That's it.
And I just want to just relax, release.
Mm-hmm.
And you notice like my 1,000th time in Puerto Rico. Well, you know how I do. So
what's so great? What's so wonderful about Puerto Rico, Pop?
Well, Gigi, I'll call you behind the scenes on that.
Oh dear!
Look, Gigi, the water. Look. When we do a basement luncheon together off air, you get all of that, Gigi.
Oh, I'm ready.
Look, Gigi, you gonna get snap, crackle, and pop.
Oh, pop.
Look.
And he always has the beautiful bronze tan coming through. Everything is just illuminated. I love the beach. I'll lay out there. I don't want no tan lines. Just,
no tan lines.
Just shine on me. I love that natural vitamin D. then I just, spread my seed.
What's Kimberly saying? How can I share with you guys what I have other than putting it in the chat? Oh, okay. Can we give Kimberly an email address?
Spreading your seed, Pop. I came right back at the right.
Yeah, you hit it right on time, Giovanni.
Well, it ties in with groceries. If you don't know, ask your mama.
You are right. We are. We are.
Can we give Kimberly an email address so she can share with us other than putting it in the chat? Or you can send a DM to the Instagram account or Facebook.
Yeah, you can DM to the Instagram account. Which is in the basement, or the Facebook account, which is in the basement.
That guy got a hot one.
We also have WJBR Internet Radio. There is a way that you can message us directly on the website.
In the U.S., African Americans are roughly 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related complications than white women. You're absolutely right, Coffee Goddess. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And that is, and people don't understand, well, a lot of us that are having children, I'll just keep it on the women of color. You just don't understand how difficult that process is, Yeah.
Kimberly, I also just put up the website contact page. So you can send if it's something that you want us to see right now, you can put it there.
She just doesn't want to share it to the
through that contact, it's private. It will go directly to me.
Okay.
So,
but does she want us to share it after she sends us the information, or
I don't know.
Kimberly, yeah, because this is a safe space,
right? You can, whatever it is you want us to see. Is it something you want us to share, or just private information? Are you flirting with Therese? Like, what is going on?
Kimberly is cool in the game.
Because people,
with nobody. She putting up. I'm reading the chat now.
Some people just come through to see Therese, and
Kimberly said, "Oh my." Oh my.
Okay. But one other thing I wanted to do, I want to.
Uh-oh, here she goes.
Yeah, here she go, Pop. I can't help it. I am who I am.
Tammy too much.
That's true. But how could I
ease the pain?
Well, I don't know how to do that. But how could I be a part of this platform and not do what it is that I'm telling other people to do, which is to share Black history information? And look, we got to have our Black history moment. So let's take a moment and do that. Okay, so we're going to share my screen. That always takes a moment. And go to here. Boom.
Samuel Lee Gravely Jr. was the first African American officer to command a U.S. Navy warship and a U.S. Navy fleet, as well as the first African American vice admiral. Gravely was born in 1922 in Virginia. He attended Virginia Union University for 3 years, but left to join the Navy Reserve in 1942. He went on to attend the Navy College Training Program at the University of California, Los Angeles, and the Midshipman School at Columbia University, becoming one of the first African American officers in the Navy. He was assigned as the only Black officer to the USS PC-1264, one of only 2 World War II naval ships with a predominantly black crew. The Navy used both of these ships to evaluate the ability of African American service members to perform regular naval duties. After World War II, Gravely was released from active duty service, though he remained in the Navy Reserve. After President Truman ordered the integration of the military in 1948, Gravely was recalled to active duty and assigned as a Navy recruiter in Washington, D.C. in an effort to recruit more African Americans to the military. Gravely remained in the Navy for the next 38 years, going on to command the USS Theodore E. Chandler and the U.S. Navy's Third Fleet. Gravely played key roles in integrating the Navy, first as a recruitment officer and later as an effective and respected naval commander. He is buried here in Section 66.
Mm.
Get your
service.
Yes.
Thank you for your service, for sure.
okay.
Why did you select him, Javon?
Because it was on this day, in 1944, that he became the first African American commissioned as an officer for the Navy and reserve officer training course. And you know, he's one of those people that you will not learn about in school. And so I'm hoping that people learn about him here.
Right.
He died in October 22nd of 2004 in Maryland at age 82. This man served his country for his entire life. And, you know, we need to understand, like, there are so many people of color, so many black men and women who have not only served this country, served their community, under duress. During the time that he entered the military was segregated, and black men and women were treated like crap trying to serve this country. And this man was able to overcome all of that and to show that, you know, what his true worth was, and to not only supersede the expectation of white men, but of other black people, just to show, hey, look, we could do it. Not that we didn't know we could do it, but to really prove, because when you're oppressed and when you're pushed down to the bottom of the pile and you're told something about yourself because of what you know, what you look like, and because of the limit of the opportunities, sometimes people can fall into believing that nonsense that they're told about themselves. Like, I'm not beautiful because I have full lips and a full figure, or whatever it is. But I think it's important that a man such as this, who lived such a life, and we're talking about legends.
And again, there we go.
All that this man accomplished in his life under the circumstances and under which, and we can only imagine how they threw shit in his face. And didn't allow him to sit at the table with others who were less skilled than him, less honorable than him. You know, you understand?
And see, now is a great time, and this is the role that the artists play in our lifetime, like the Sage Gallons of the industry, because they and like the Nina Simones, and you know, the artists play a significant and have always played a significant part in the history, because where the books won't write it, the artists will either sing about it, paint about it, take a picture about it, talk about it, keep the ideas and the thoughts and the history relevant to the time. Here's where he goes. Here's where the radical disruptions come in right now. You know, and any kind of way of expression, spoken word. You know, like, because again, you know, you have to remember, past a certain point, and I think of my great aunt in this respect, who lived to be 126 years old.
Wow.
Not on record, 118, but it's a long story with Chachi, but they were self-taught. You know, she couldn't read. She signed her name with an X. And so books were not something that, you know, could serve her immediately in her need. You know, so it was the storytelling, it was the folklore, it was and she was the matriarch of our family for a long time. And she raised everybody coming down to the generation, taught you all the fundamentals you needed, listened to your stuff and what you had going on. But she lived through the King, the X, she lived through all of those eras, segregation, in some cases, she said she remembered what she called patty rollers. So it was a lot of stuff that she lived through that she could talk about, you know, and we had to get the information from her, mind you, you know.
And we thank her, Rezi, because you stand on her shoulders.
Amen.
Amen. Elisa, what was your grandfather's name? He was in the same war as a cook. However, one of many part of maintaining Brooklyn Bridge as some sort of engineering status. And, you know, that within itself is amazing. And imagine what more he could have accomplished had this system supported his potential. You know, just to do what he did was amazing. I'm asking for his name because I'd like to speak his name. Like we'll speak the names of these legends: Lena Horne, Dorothy Dandridge, Ozzie Davis, Ruby Dee. Yes, they are legends.
Yes.
Yes, I did. I did record her, Alyssa. Thank you for asking. And at the time, it was family reunion, and I have it. It's on the, you know, those. At that time, the camcorders were big, and you held them in your hand, and you had the tape. I have to get it transferred, but I do have her on tape asking me, "What is that?" The whole bit. I remember when she got her first pair of blue jeans. She was amazed by them. She was like, "What?" When she first tried a taco, because she had never eaten any fast food, and I came down to Tennessee. She was living in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I came down there and I went shopping and I decided I was going to make tacos for dinner. She was like, "What is that?" You know, it was amazing. She always reminded us that this is not, you know, she ain't about this life, this fast life, you know. But yeah, conversations, crazy.
About legends, don't leave out my boy
Lynn Harris. Yes.
His books were legendary. His art,
yes,
because books never go away. And yes,
yeah, they don't, because I have an incident, because Gigi talked about something earlier, but there was an incident with me on a plane riding to Georgia. I'm on the plane, and y'all know I love to read a book. So this woman, she's looking at me. She's like, you know, as you're taxing in, people pulling out their cell phones, and I'm still on my book. So the woman leans over to me and she says, "Wow." She says, "Can I say something?" She said, "I watch you since the Gateway." So I was like, okay, little stalkerish. So she says, she caught me at the wrong point, Gigi, because she's like, "Wow." She says, "You're really into that book, huh?" She said, "You didn't even pull out your cell phone, blah, blah, blah." And I turned to her and I said, "Scary, huh? Black man reading a book, huh?" And the woman behind me, she was like, "Brother, I get it. I don't think she got it." Because I said, it's so funny, as I'm going into Georgia and I'm reading a book, because we know what happened if they found out I could read.
That's right.
Exactly. And that is one of the things going on now, and always. It's historical. It's historical. So I saw what it was that you wanted to share, Kimberly, and yes, I did. And if you don't mind, I'm going to share it with everyone. Do you mind if I share it with everyone?
Let us know, Kimberly.
Yeah, let me know if it's okay.
Thumbs up, Kim.
Come on, Kimberly.
It's definitely.
Come on down, Kim.
Yes, Judith Jameson is absolutely a legend.
Oh, yes, we got to say her. Yeah. Yes.
Say her name.
Her name, yes.
Kimberly, do you mind if we share it with everyone? Because I did see it. So I will absolutely share it with everyone.
I want to know before I go to my legendary barber that keeps me iconic with my beard. So
your beard is legendary, and
well, not right now, but once I get to my Dominican barber, who's an icon to me.
Look, the movie Paris is Burning is legendary.
Yes.
Right?
It actually is, much to my chagrin. Yes.
Kimberly said, hell no, that's why I sent it to you personally and privately.
Oh, okay. Well,
no,
we gotta respect that then.
She didn't say that. She didn't say
that.
She just said she's not responding. So I'm gonna
Kim.
Please share. There we go.
Please share. Okay, good. So let me stop sharing because I keep sharing all my personal business on this screen.
Yeah.
You have it up in the
What
back.
Don't they know about you, Javon? I mean, they've learned everything about almost. Well.
There we go. Please share all caps. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Because you really, this is really something you could have put in the chat, but I know y'all want me to work. Pop wants me to stop with all the work.
No.
Black Cherry, yep.
Keep going. We'll deal with each other this week on what we got to work on for the show.
See, you got me in trouble again, Kimberly. I'm watching you. No, I'm just. But this is it. So this is where you can search for a brand to see its politics. If you are supporting,
good post.
Yeah. So I'm gonna copy this and put it in the chat.
Okay.
Nice.
So that everybody can have it. Okay.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Thanks, Kimberly. That is great information. We discussed some of that last week, right? We were talking about knowing what companies to spend your money on. That we, as we make conscious purchasing choices, right? Spend what you need, not what you want. We need to start keeping our money in our pockets. Going back to old school days, maybe have to put a hole in a mattress. You know what I'm saying? I mean, including the banks, right? We know that these banks are funded with these globalists and all of this nonsense. Credit unions are more for the people. They're run by the people. So, if you can, try to switch over to credit unions. But we have to be, as there's a few, I think there's a couple of black banks. There's one, there's a black bank. I have to get the name of that one. That we can try to utilize things that we need to spend our money on within our culture.
It is not Carter though. That's not the black.
No, it's not Carver Bank. No,
it was.
I gotta find it.
Okay.
So Kimberly wants to be clear that she did put the website in the chat, and
thank you.
I just didn't see it.
Was it Liberty Bank and Trust?
No, what is it?
Oh, I'm letting
or One United Bank.
Yes, One United Bank. That's it.
You can look up your stores, brands, etc., to see who
One United Bank.
And yeah, thank you, Kimberly, for that.
Yes, this is excellent.
But GG Bank and Trust is also on this list also.
Okay. So I'll look into some of the financial pieces for us. I'll write that down for next week.
Yep. So you can look up your favorite stores, brands, etc., to see who they support, and then determine for yourself whether or not you want to support them and give them your dollars.
I'm wondering if you can add to that list if you see something. I'm going to go on afterwards and check it out. Check out the link.
Yeah, to see if you can add. But in short, I would just be careful to make sure that it's absolutely true, that it's definitively true, because there are a lot of lists. And some of the lists I found out are wrong. So there are certain companies that are being said to support a certain politician or whatever, and they don't.
Or saying that they're black owned and they aren't. What they have is black managers and black people running it. But
exactly.
Go all the way down.
All kinds of shenanigans go on with that, because
shout out to Carter Bank.
Every time we come up with something like this, like boycott, I'm not saying to, but if the message is boycott a certain store, then that store is going to pander to us because they know we're boycotting them, i.e. the commercials with the stars of Love Jones, right? You know you're in trouble, and now you trying to pander to us because we're not shopping there.
Georgie just said that what is that bus? Did she say bus is a Walmart commercial? Somebody just said Walmart commercial. Did she say it was Buster? I think she said it was Buster Rhymes.
He just a recent one?
Yeah. That's what Georgie told me yesterday.
Yeah, so people are gonna, people are gonna do what they're gonna do. And also just recognize this, that they have copyright to commercials that they did in the past, and they can resurface at any time. So let's just say, and I'm not saying that this is the case or not, but let's just say I did a commercial for a particular store chain in
a particular chicken chain.
Yeah, let's just say a particular chicken chain, and here I am saying, "This is great," right? And then that was in 2017. Let's just say, when I didn't know where your money was going, and I didn't care because you was putting money in my pocket.
Are we talking about a chicken chain or a chicken sandwich chain?
It doesn't matter.
Because I don't support.
It doesn't matter. Any chain that we find out now is supporting a politician or anything,
or discriminating against
anti-DEI or whatever it is. Let's just say that 5 years ago I did a commercial for any of those entities that we now know is working against our better interest. They still have license to that commercial I did 5 years ago, and they can produce it now, put it out now, and say, "Look, Javon supports us." No, the fuck I don't. I did
because of your image.
Because I didn't know what I know now, so they can replay that commercial at any point, and that's all I'm saying. Don't get tricked into thinking that because somebody's in a commercial that they really support this image or this product or whatever. As Michael Jackson said many years ago, that he never drank a Pepsi when he was doing those Pepsi commercials because he didn't believe in putting that in his system. That's just Michael. That's not me saying I don't support Pepsi. Pepsi, y'all want to throw us some dollars to support you? Hey, let's go.
Yeah, but I believe that Buster probably did that commercial, of course, prior to Walmart's announcement, because it was new. But it was a Christmas commercial, which means it probably happened months ago, where this only happened a couple of weeks ago, right? So I believe that was probably prior to.
He's
but
already,
of course, they're going to exploit it now.
Yeah, so yeah. Well, I know we got about 5-6 minutes, but I'm going to disappear because I have to get to.
Love you, Pop. Pop, you should pop on more often.
Bye, Pop.
Love
you.
I'll go pop on, pop off, whatever you want.
Yeah, you need to pop on more often, Pop.
I want my family, everyone out there, but my family right here. I want y'all to be safe. If y'all go out today, dress warm. The hawk is hawking.
Okay, gotcha.
And Gigi, I gotta hit you behind the scenes because I gotta send you something.
Okay, please. Thank you.
Okay. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Javon, we'll talk later. Rezi, we'll talk later. We'll all talk. Everyone out here, be safe. Stay well. Wash your hands.
Keep them washed.
Love you, Pop.
I love you too.
Sanitizer.
Run a rag through it. Please.
Carver Federal Bank is not black-owned coffee.
It's black run.
It's black run, but it's not. Yeah, it's not black-owned. And that
and even that's suspect.
Yeah. I have a whole story behind that.
Yeah.
Kimberly says it's difficult because some people don't like a certain fast food chain because they support a political party, but they hire us too. and I get that. You work where you work.
Mhm.
You know, I would not tell you not to accept a job anywhere where you will receive a paycheck and you are treated well and you receive the benefits that you and your family need. Take the job,
Right.
do the best you can, and save your money and try to own it. But at the same time, I also caution people to spend their money where you are supported.
That's
Right.
it.
If they actually support DEI and they're a company that also though spends money against your better interest, send them a letter. If they hire for not only lower positions but higher positions, let's just say management positions and so forth and that, if they are truly, if their front office and back office represents a diversity, then in some kind of way they may believe that politically or personally. However, they may be getting nice tax incentives and other breaks politically to go for another thing. So put your thoughts into words and let them know how you feel as a customer, as a consumer of their goods. I would let them know.
Also, if you're interviewing, even, there is such thing as a dual interview. And I think, and it's funny because I would even be educating while I was interviewing people for the corporations or onboarding. I would ask them questions. Ask questions about your employer. How many women sit in management? How many women sit in leadership positions? How many? Ask all the questions that you can,
Mhm.
because what that does is it provokes thought to the interview. Ask them who's interviewing you. How long have you been here? What's the longevity like? What are some of the reasons people get terminated for? What are some of the
Right.
reasons people leave for? Start asking
What's
all
the
those
culture?
questions up front, so
Yeah.
that you know what
Also,
the culture is coming in.
I was
That's
just
it.
watching Me Too or She Said or whatever that movie is about Weinstein.
Mm.
And one of the things that they were saying was that there are companies that make it so that you can't be informed about sexual harassment claims in the company.
Mhm.
Ask about that if you're a female going for a job, because you want to make sure that you're going to be safe at work.
Well,
Mm.
some of
That-
those things internally are also protected, those investigations,
Right,
particularly if they go outside. But you could ask the EEOC,
right. Have there been
have there been any claims? They won't tell you who, but they'll tell
right,
you how many.
right. I don't
Absolutely.
need to know how
That's like a story I listened to. A young lady was a nurse she was an independent nurse for private duty, and she ended up finding out that the guy that was there was actually SA, and she's like, wait a minute, what? And y'all have her up there by herself with this person, but the company knew, but they never divulged the information.
Mm.
Yeah, some of that stuff,
Yeah, I'd worked with somebody who had his dick pics all over the internet.
that's crazy.
And the only reason why I found out is because somebody sent it to me at work, because they were saying what the people were talking about. And this was all around. So mind you, he's somewhere giving instructions or sitting in supervision, and everybody, and I do mean everybody, I was disgusted, but everybody had his stuff, because he had some women that he dealt with before that put it all out there. That and other information that, didn't make sense. And you walked around here with authority, but this is the life that's, like, it's crazy.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
It is.
Crazy.
Exactly.
Whew.
So I'm gonna I think it's time that we end, unless anybody has any burning desires to share something else.
No, just, the Hawkins family is out, and please be careful in it. Please be hyper vigilant in these here streets,
Keep
And
your head on a swivel. Spend
Yeah.
your money wisely.
There you go. Definitely head on a swivel, for sure.
and I just want to say that God loves you. So love yourself. You know, take good care of yourself and each other. Smile at a black person today, at a baby today, at an older person. Help them if you can. And if you see Monifa in the street, tell us what's up. And if
Tell
you
Mo I
see,
sent that info for
if you
jumping.
see Shaka Khan, you know.
Okay, you sent it to her.
I sent it to y'all in the chat.
Okay.
Thank you, G. All right, y'all.
All right.
Peace.
Have a good night.
Peace.
And you know, all that.
Yeah.
Love.
Hate.
Men.
Women.
Community.
People.
Music.
Me. I know it's gonna say I'm retarded at the end. Go ahead.
Church.
Ugh. Yuck. Ew. Go ahead.
Sex.
Memories.
Javon, you up?
All right. Lyrics.
Oh, work.
Musical.
Genius.
Billie Holiday.
My mama.
Money.
Tragedy.
Shaka Khan.
Girlfriend.
Personality.
Ugh. People don't have it.
But we try. Thank you so much.
Hello, this is Mickey Howard, and you're in the basement with Javon and Therese.
Hi, this is Mason. You're in the basement with Javon and Therese.
Perfect.
Leon, that's right, Leon, for some of your favorite movies, and I'm at brunch in the basement with Therese and Siobhan. Stay here with me. Stay here with me.
Still in the basement, no longer alone, with my homegirl Therese on the microphone. Music, politics, or just chatting it up. Brunch in the basement, see that's what's up. You never know who might run through. Legendary artist or someone brand new. You miss a lot when you miss one day. At least that's what I heard somebody say. But it doesn't really matter what whoever says. It's always a good show with Javon and Therese. Yeah. Brunch in the basement with Javon and Therese. Yeah. Let's see who we got today. Come on, everybody's a friend in my head. I already know everybody. Whatever it is, it's gonna be good. One day I'll tell you about me and Shaka Khan, but you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but she doesn't know anything about it. But anyway. No, she doesn't. She wasn't even there actually. But anyway.
Office though, Jay. Like, she got our ears and
I'm gonna send y'all some perfume. I'll definitely get an address. I'll send y'all out.
You can send me some cologne, because I mean, you know. Yeah. Just in case I should meet Shaka Khan, I want to smell really, you know, nice.
Oh God.
Okie dokie, babe. Whatever you say.
The time, so
And we thank you for that.
thank you. Well, thank you. This part, that little piece, I'm just gonna keep and play it all the time for myself. But no, I'm just teasing.